Hello everyone. I wish I was coming with good news, but so I went on vacation. I'm gonna try to do my makeup during this so I can like be a little bit distracted because this is kind of hard for me. But so it's been a week, almost 2 weeks. It's so weird. It doesn't even feel real. But so it's been 2 weeks since my since my cat passed away, and so this cat was Ellie, and y'all saw her on if y'all watched my other previous videos, she's in one of my videos, and I describe how she's my favorite, and she truly is. So yeah, me and my boyfriend, we went on vacation to the Outer Banks, and I wish I never went on that vacation. Like, it was literal torture to me once I found out she passed away, which was in the beginning of the vacation. And I feel like I've literally, it doesn't feel real. I feel like I'm not like, it feels like I'm on a bad trip. Or like, when I think about it, I'm like, this can't be real. This is crazy. So my first cat ever was Honey. And she's awesome and all, but me and Ellie had like this different relationship, and she was literally like my most valuable possession. Like, if that sounds weird, I'm sorry, but like, she was like, I remember being on the phone. I need to do my makeup. I remember like, I moved away from my family, right? And I'd be on like phone calls with like my grandma, just checking up on me, like talking. And I remember like Ellie would be like in my lap or something. And my grandma wants me to like have kids, like, and I've never wanted kids until like I got into a relationship, and I'm like, okay, like, I understand, like, I'm up for it a little bit, but like, I'm not. I feel like I'm still young and I want to live, right? But anyway, so I remember being like on the phone with my grandma, and like Ellie would come up to me and just like sit in my lap or lay on me or what have you, come up to me, start rubbing on me. And like, I remember like just staring at her, and like I don't know, like I would literally tell my grandma like, I don't know how it is to have kids, obviously, but like I feel like the love I have for Ellie is like that. Like, I feel as though I was a mother, and like it was just a special bond we had. So that was like, I just loved her very, very fucking much. Like, no communication, like verbally, we just always had this bond. So I had Honey. In a year, I was obsessed with Honey, right, in the beginning, but Honey has always been like more of like a cat. When you think of a cat, and like people that don't like cats probably think of like a Honey situation. Honey's like, she's kind of mean, and like if she doesn't want to be with you, held, whatever, she'll do whatever she can to like get out of your arms, like run away, hide. Like, there's no budging with her. Like, she's a cat. Ellie, okay, so Honey turned 1, and I had in my head that I wanted to like get her a companion. And so I was really looking into getting a hairless cat. Really wanted a hairless cat. So I wanted to get her like a companion, but once I realized how expensive they were and like it's a lot of maintenance for a hairless cat, whatever, I was kind of like, should I be doing this? Like, whatever. So I didn't end up getting her one. Yeah, I was at my grandma's and my little sister knows I love cats and I think they like picked me up or something. My grandma and my sister had picked me up somewhere, what have you. And my little sister was like, hey Alana, like we call my grandma Mema, so on Mema's street, like across from her house, there was a little baby, a black baby kitten. And I was like, what? And then she was like, yeah, she was so shy and cute. And like we could go up to her and she wouldn't run away. And I was like, what? And I was like, well, hopefully she's still there. Like I want to see. And so we got to my grandma's and sure enough, like on someone's front porch, Ellie was just like sitting there. And so I go up to these people's front porch and I just wanted to make sure like it wasn't theirs. She was just sitting there like, and you could go up to her and she was just like a little tiny like statue, like baby tiny. And so I was like, what the heck? And so I asked the people and they're like, no, she's been here. And I'm like, okay. Well, I took her to my grandma's and she was literally like, you can do whatever you wanted to her. Like you could pick her up and she'd just like, she was like, I don't know, like she wouldn't like, I don't know, she was different. And so I posted this on Instagram, but it's so true. But like looking to her eyes, like she was just like frozen and like scared and lost. And I was like, and her eyes like scream like I need you. And so I decided to, my grandma was like, no Alana, don't, like you don't need any more cats. And I'm like, I can't like just leave her out there, like she's, I don't know, like she needs help. And so, and she would look beaten up, like she had, her nose from her profile always looked like it might have been broken at one point or something. It had like kind of like mine, I guess, but it was like a little dip and then like her nose kind of came out. And so her nose looked broken to me. She had scratches like I think on her nose, on her lip, her like ears on the edges were like either like bitten up or like dried and like scabbing, like. And so she was in rough condition when I first met her, and then I was like, I'm taking her. And so I took her home, and at first Honey was like weirded out about her, but then she got to liking her. Like after like a couple hours, Honey started, like they started kind of like getting closer to each other, and then they started playing because they were both still young. Honey's older, maybe like a year older. A year or maybe a little bit less. I think she's just around a year older. Anyways, so they're doing well, and she was always like even really standoffish to me. Like she wouldn't really like come up to me, and like Honey was, I was single, and Honey would like sleep with me. And Ellie like wouldn't for a little bit, and then after a while, like I guess I started gaining her trust, and then like she would start sleeping like next to Honey, but like getting closer and closer to me. And so after a while, like she like got attached, like we bonded really. Like it was fast but slow. Like I expected, I don't know, she was just a little different. Like you could tell like she had like anxiety or something. Like I don't know how to describe it. Which reminds me like a lot of me. Like I don't know, she's, I would call her, like, I had a bunch of nicknames for her, but I would call her like Twinny, because we were like the same, like real quiet. And even my mom, whenever she had passed, and like my mom like called me, my mom was like just trying to like cheer me up and tell me things, and she was like, she reminded me of you. Like, she was always like really quiet and like to herself, like she was there to cuddle and like just be quiet, no like fighting or anything. And I was like, yeah, I know. So yeah, ever since she gained my trust and like was comfortable with me, like she was always with me, like always, like attached, stuck, whatever you want to call it. So I met my boyfriend in 2020, well, like 2019, at the end of 2019. 2020 we started like hanging out and stuff. And he had 2 dogs at the time. And Ellie, like, I was scared about Honey because she's just a cat and like mean. I was scared of Honey to be like around these dogs or like introducing them, so I was really scared for that. I figured Ellie would be like Cake because she's just like a frozen little doll, like you could just pick her up and put her down somewhere, like. And so shockingly, Honey was like the cool one with the dogs. Like, Honey stands her ground. Like, she's not, you're not gonna like boss her around, you're not gonna do anything, it's on her terms. That's Honey. And so Honey did actually well, and then Ellie like was terrified. She was terrified of the dogs. And her first encounter was kind of scary. Like, she ran away, and then my boyfriend's youngest dog, Ranger, is a freaking psycho, and like chased her into the bathtub and like pinned her in the bathtub, and like she was freaking out. I was freaking out and crying. My boyfriend to come and like take Ranger. So that was her experience with dogs at first, and I was so scared. I was like, I don't know about this, like this is crazy. And then after a while, like we lived together for years, and like they got to know each other. But yeah, she was just like, whenever we were in a big house, like all together, like it was Luke. Okay, I need to add this in. So once I met Luke and like we joined like our little families, meaning our fur babies, Honey like got attached to my boyfriend like super bad. Like, she's not even really mine anymore, she's more his. She just, I don't know, she just has a thing for him. So, and all the dogs of course like him more because he's like, they look up to him and he trains them and everything. So literally all the animals are always with Luke, and then me and Ellie would be like wherever we want, in my bed, on the couch, like we were always together. So yeah, it's just been hard. I don't know, it doesn't feel real. And I really haven't, like, I'm lucky to say this, but I haven't ever like lost anyone like super 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 close to me, like daily basis close to me. And this is the first one, but it's like, you couldn't have picked something or someone closer to me than Ellie. So it's just been weird. Like, I've never really like had to, I feel like I've never grieved like this until Ellie, and it's just new territory for me, and it's weird, and I just want to cry. But so yeah, so we went on vacation, and it was literally, okay, so we had to drive there. And before I start saying this, it was at the Outer Banks, and I honestly never heard of that place. And I'm not really like if I'm going to a beach, like I want it to be like tropical. Outer Banks is beautiful, it was beautiful. It just didn't really like appeal to me. I don't know, it just didn't sound like I'm like excited for, really excited for. I was excited to be with my boyfriend away. And I literally only went because he really wanted to go, and I was like, well, I want to go and I like want to spend time with you, so let's go. Like, I honestly didn't want to, but whatever. And so we go, and I was excited to try, like, I mean, not try, but be at a new place and like just relax with him. He's like busy a lot of the time. We decided to go. Okay, we took off Friday, stopped in Maryland Friday night, and then Saturday got up really early and then made it to the Outer Banks, which is North Carolina. So that was Saturday. Sunday, was our like first day like hanging out at the beach, so we went to the beach. So Saturday we went to the beach, and then Monday, and I literally remember like telling Luke like I miss the cats. Literally, might have been Sunday night or Monday morning. I don't know. I was just like, and when I say cats, I really mean Ellie, because like she's just the one always with me. Like that was my little like, she was just always with me. And so Sunday was our first beach day. We were just there all day, had dinner, went to bed. And then Monday came around, and for some weird reason I had woken up super early, like really early. Well, I was kind of like in that like weird I'm up but like not awake with my eyes up. And then my boyfriend got a call, and this was like 4 a.m. and his friend was like, hey, the dogs got out, because his friend was watching our animals. He was like, hey, the dogs got out, like I'm trying to find them. And then I was already awake, and I was like, all right. So I get my phone, they have air tags on, and we're figuring out that like getting them to him or him to them, whatever. And that was just kind of like weird and off, right? It's not really weird for them to run away. They're just, these dogs are nuts. So that happened, right? And then all Monday, I don't know why, I was just like not feeling it. It was real foggy that day. Like it was the start of the week we were gonna be there. We were leaving Saturday. So everyone was at the beach and like up early. We were all up early, and like everyone started drinking, which I'm not really a drinker. So everyone was up early, like going to the beach, drinking, and I was just like, I feel like we're gonna do this the whole week. And I was just like, Alana, if you're not feeling it, like you don't want to go like sit in the freaking sun and bake and be on the beach all day like everyone else, you don't have to. Like you're here a whole week. So I was kind of like, I would go on the beach, and then I'd be like, it's too like, I'm just like sitting in the sun, like gross, right? And the water was cold. So I was just like, and I would like go in and go out and go in and go out. And then I was like, I'm just not feeling it. And finally my boyfriend was like, do you want like one of those like seltzer drinks? And I was like, sure. And so I started drinking that, and I started feeling a little bit better. And then we were just hanging out on the beach, and then he got a phone call from his friend. And for some weird reason, like I knew it was bad, and like he had like walked off, and he walked off for a while. And then I was just there, and I was like gonna wait for him to tell me like what's going on. And then finally like I look up, and he's 'cause there was like a little boardwalk from our house to the beach, and he was standing on top, and he was like, and I was like my stomach dropped. I was like, something's not right. And then I was like getting so nervous, and he like pulls me, and like he seemed mad, and I was like, is he mad at me or for something? Like what the F is going on? And I was like getting nervous. I was like, what's going on? What's going on? And then he was like, Ellie passed away. And I was like, what? It was so weird. I was like, what? And what went straight to my head, because Ellie didn't get along with the dogs. Her first interaction with them was terrible. And so my first thought was like, they got into it. Like the dogs and her got into it. And my boyfriend like was like, she passed away. Like, we don't know what happened. He just found her, and she passed away. Like there's no like there's nothing to show like she was attacked by dogs or anything. Like she just was passed away. And like it was just weird. Like it was weird realizing it. Like I don't know how to describe it. Yeah, it was terrible. I was like, what? And I was like covered in like sand, and I just walked in our room and I was like wanting to like lay down in the bed, and like I was already bawling my eyes out, but I was like, I need a shower. I showered, cried my eyes out. I was like gross crying, like weird. It was so weird. And honestly, like it still doesn't feel real. Like, so that was in the beginning of my vacation, and I never left the room after that, like for a whole week. It was like torture. I was just like laid up all day. Like my side hurt from laying on it so much. Like I have to switch positions because my body freaking hurt from just laying there. I didn't eat. It was terrible. It didn't feel real. It felt like someone, like I don't know, it felt like they were torturing me, like keeping me at this place that I didn't tell anyone. I didn't tell my boyfriend. I still haven't told him that. I didn't really want to go to that. But like now with this happening, I'm like, this sucks. Like I wasn't there for her. Like my worst nightmare happened, and I'm just stuck there at a place like I did not really want to go to. So it sucked so bad. And to be honest, like I didn't know if I wanted to put this on here, but I really started, like I have very bad communication issues. Very bad. So I didn't know if I wanted to put this on my YouTube, but I really did. And like I talk in my head a lot. Like I just talk in my head and I don't say it out loud. That's like a problem I have. And I was like, you know what, with this YouTube, like I want to like talk. Like I don't really like talk out loud. I just talk in my head a lot. So I was like, Alana, you need to let stuff out. Like, I don't know, I just haven't told everyone, like, how I'm really, really feeling. Like, I've lost it on the phone with, like, my family and, like, to my boyfriend. But, like, there's so much things I'm saying in my head that I just haven't really said out loud. And I feel like I had a lot more to, like, say about her, like, growing up. But it was just, like, I don't know, it was love. And, like, it's hard to, like, know that that bond and that love is like not here anymore. And I don't know, it feels weird. Like I feel like people don't really understand. Like of course people are like feeling for me and like trying to understand it, but I just don't feel like even like the people closest to me understand how like much she meant to me and how much this like hurts really bad. And like I don't know, I feel like I'm like on a bad trip, or like I'm living in a nightmare. And like I feel so alone because like she was just like my little partner. Like, oh, it sucks so much. Yeah, so I was like, I gotta make this video, and I don't know, I really want to get back to like myself. Like I'm trying, like, and that's why I'm getting ready. Like my boyfriend's good friend, which I like him too, he's a sweet guy. His birthday is tonight, and so he said we're gonna go and like stop by for a little bit. And I really don't want to go. Like I don't have the energy. Like I didn't even have the energy to like I was trying to like push this off and like tell myself I have something else to do, but I don't. But I feel like going and kind of getting away from the environment I feel like I'm like stuck in, or the headspace also, like get away and like kind of like focus on other people. Like honestly, I don't feel like I'm not gonna really like interact with people, but like just to like get my mind off of me like thinking a lot, and just like go and be surrounded by people and like people watch, I guess, because I really don't feel like going. But I don't know, I'm fucking losing it. I'm losing it a little bit, not gonna lie. Yeah, it's weird. It is weird. I was like grieving the whole time I was up there. to the fact that like she passed away suddenly, like peacefully, hopefully, you know. Like I said, she didn't get along with the dogs, and like that was just in my head. Like when he told me that she passed, I immediately went to that. He like would assure me that's not what happened. He found her like just kind of like hidden, like she went to hide and passed away. And then it was breaking my heart because I'm like, she probably had her like heart broken from not like seeing me for these days and like kind of being stressed out. We've been like moving and like, I don't know, like I'm stressed the fuck out, honestly, a lot since I've, like this whole year has been a freaking nightmare to me. And so I feel like she would feed off of that, and I was like hurting because I felt like she was like stressed, heartbroken, and passed away. So I was grieving off of that, but like we got home and the office that we like put the dogs in and lock them away was off, and like there was just like little signs everywhere, and like a mother's intuition, like I instantly thought like they got into it, like it just looks like it's so bad. And I like put everything together in my head, and like I feel like there's more of a percentage of him accidentally, the guy watching them accidentally locked her in the room with them than her just healthy passing away. So it's in my head now. Like I can't even like look the dogs in the eyes because I feel like something happened with them, which makes me hurt even more because I know like she passed away like hurting. So, and then my boyfriend's like, I feel like he's trying not to think of that, and like he loves his dogs, like, and I understand, like I loved all the dogs, I loved all my animals, Ellie the most, like the most, and he's like trying to like, he's not, I feel like he's trying not to make it in his head that that's what happened. So he's like saying random stuff that I'm pointing out that makes me think that she was in like an altercation with them. Like he makes up like this other scenario that could have happened, and I'm just like, no, Luke, like everything is adding up to what I'm telling you, and like please trust me on this. And he's like, Alana, like don't think of that, blah blah. And I'm like, it makes me hurt like even more because I don't know, I'm going through it right now. Yeah, so, and I feel like I can't like I feel bad even bringing it up now, which is terrible because like I should not feel bad about being curious on what really happened, and like I want to grieve her like out loud, like I want to like say what I'm thinking, but like now that we're just like both on different pages, like I think this happened and he's like, no, the dogs did not do anything, like hurts even more because I'm like literally me and Ellie only had each other to like have each other's, like she only had me in her life, and it makes me so sad, and I wasn't there for her, so that makes me like even more sad. I'm dying on that hill that I believe the dogs had something to do with it, and so I've literally like, I feel terrible, but like I hate them, like I can't even look them in the eye, like I'm just like in a weird, like it doesn't feel like my life right now. It's just so strange. And hopefully like talking out loud and talking all about it helps me breathe a little. I feel it's just so strange. I don't know. Yeah, it's been really weird. Like I don't know what's going on. It feels so strange. It doesn't, I don't know. There's a lot of like hate I'm feeling, and it sucks because like I feel like I've been like working my way up to feeling like, I don't know, this year has been terrible for me, one, and like I feel like I've been trying to work on like peace with myself and like being happier and like just trying to put myself in a better mindset and space, and like it just like got shut down. Weird, I don't know. But she was the best freaking cat ever. If y'all knew me, you knew I was obsessed with her. She was the cutest thing ever. And like she was only like really close with me, and like I felt like that was just like we had our own little special thing away from everyone, and it was awesome. Like she was always with me. Like anytime like I was filming, she was like right beside me, and my couch is black and she was a black cat, so you can't really see her, but she's there. She was a water baby too. Like she loved, like once I got out of the shower, like once I turned off, like she would walk in the shower at times, but like once I turned off that shower, like she was like crying for me, and like I would open the curtain and she would be like there waiting for me and like start rolling and like freaking out. Her tail would go nuts, and I would literally have to like dedicate like a minute or two straight of like just having like her rub up on me. Like I'd have to pet her for like a minute or two after the shower, every freaking shower. And I miss that a lot. I'm doing better. Like I was like straight crying. Like I haven't stopped crying in 2 weeks, but I'm like, don't leave me alone. I've been going crazy. But she was a water baby. Like if I turned any sink on, she would like jump up and like drink water, like try to. I miss her so much. She literally, like I was her literal like whole life. Like she, every second of every day was like straight looking for me. Like imagine that. Just someone always like there watching you, like following every step you make. That's crazy. I would say she was obsessed with me because she was literally like, if I stood up, she'd get up. Like if she was straight napping, like she would just wake up and like follow me. Whenever I would wake up, she's staring at me like all the time. The cutest thing was sometimes I'd wake up and I'd sleep on my back, and sometimes she would literally, even if I'm like laying on my stomach, I'd feel her like laying on my back. But like whenever I'd wake up, she'd be laying on my chest, like staring at me, like waiting for me to wake up. And even sometimes, like if I'm like sleeping in or something, she would literally be sleeping right here, or not sleeping, but she'd be on top of me, and she would literally like paw at my like mouth or face, like trying to wake me up. And like now I wake up nauseous as hell. It's so weird. Oh my god. And then my cat yesterday, my other cat Honey, she was sitting and like a light was coming, and like you couldn't really see her color. And so I looked at her, and like she like looked like she moved a certain way, and it looked exactly like Ellie, and I lost my shit. It's freaking hard. It's so weird. It doesn't feel real. It really doesn't. I just don't know what to say more than that. I don't know. I really miss her. And it's so annoying. I'm like trying to distract myself like 24/7. And so with me trying to do that, I've been like watching a bunch of TikToks, which I would watch a lot of TikTok before, right? But like now I'm like 24/7 trying to distract myself. And so I'm watching, like I'm tired of TikTok right now because I've been watching it so much. Like I'm just over it. I'm like, no. And I've been watching, like I've finished shows, like I don't know. It sucks. And like I'll just try to go and distract myself, and I'll go into like the bedroom and like lay down and like watch a movie or watch TikTok or something, and then like I'll remember like I'm by myself in here, like everyone else is with Luke, my boyfriend, and if things were different, it would be me and Ellie. I just miss her a lot. If you have fur babies, like please hug them tight for me, because like my baby's gone. Because I miss mine a lot. And my baby was only 4, which freaks me out. Like I remember thinking like I have so much time with her. Like I remember like, and it's weird, like I'm just like in my head constantly like trying to think of like memories with her, like the staple things that I would love that we would like do, like we did right before this happened, and I'm like, that's crazy. Like the things I remember like love doing with her, like we got to do right before she passed, which I'm thankful for, but this couldn't have been her time. I don't know. And so now I'm like, what the hell? What am I doing? What is life? This sucks. Ugh, it sucks so much. Like I don't even like, sorry. I don't know. And sorry if this is weird or like long. I just had to let it out to update the few followers I do have. Like if I just seem different, it's probably because of this. I'm like, I want to snap out of it so bad, but it's exhausting. And back on the subject of like whenever I'd be on the phone with my grandma, which my grandma is literally like, she's just my person. And so like whenever we'd talk on the phone and like Ellie would be there, like I'd grab her and like hold her and stare at her, and then I'd literally like feel so much love for this little, I want to say human being, but she's not a human being, she's a cat. But I would literally feel like so much love just staring at her that I would like kind of get lost in my grandma like talking. And I remember telling her like, man, Mama, like I know I'm not a mother and like you want grandchildren, but like I feel like I know what that feeling is to have a child and that love for a child with Ellie. Like I've told her that before, and so it sucks. And it scares me. I'm like, if this is what it's like to have a kid and like for something happen to it, like I don't know if I'm ready for that. That's hard, and I'm so sorry if you've ever had to experience that. That's super hard, I'm sure. Yeah, I just really loved her. She loved me even more than I loved her, but I mean, I don't know, I feel like it was pretty equal. It's strange. The world is strange. So yeah, that is my update on my life. I feel like it just keeps getting crazier and crazier, and this is literally like, I want to say rock bottom, but I'm pushing through right now. But yeah, I just wanted to give, I really wanted to like vent and talk and get everything. Like I haven't even said like everything that's been in my head. It's kind of like I say it in my head and it kind of like, I should be saying it out loud, but I just say it in my head and it kind of just gets like gone to like my files, and I'm just like not in like the headspace to remember everything that I'm doing or thinking. It's been 2 weeks and it doesn't feel real to me yet, and like I can't believe 2 weeks have gone by almost. Yeah, it's just super strange. I've been going through it, but I hope you're having a better life right now. I hope you're having a better time than I am right now. And remember that life is short. That's like my biggest thing I think I'm getting from all this is life is so short, and like just love as much as you can. Like love like Ellie loved, which was always. Life is short. You never know what tomorrow's gonna bring, so do what you want, live your fucking life. And if you have fur babies, hug them tight for me because I miss mine super, 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 super much. It's unreal. But that's why I've been kind of MIA, and if I seem a little off, I'm trying not to. So yeah, hopefully I get out of this funk. I don't know, it comes in waves like normal grieving people, but I just had to let it out and talk. And I hope you're having a better day, and I miss Neeners. Love you, Neen. Also, thank you to everyone that's like sent me kind words. I really, really, really appreciate it. I've posted like a little post about Ellie on my Instagram, and like a lot of people have like liked it and like given me kind words, and I super, 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 super appreciate it. It makes me feel like good that I have like, even though I feel like alone and lost a lot of the time, it made me feel like super good that I have like people who are like just there for me, you know? So thank you so much. I know some of y'all watch, so love y'all.